Ladies and gentlemen, that's the incomparable Paul McCartney. His 1980 release of a techno album entitled Temporary Secretary. And today we honor Administrative Professionals Day, not only here in Coral Gables and South Florida, but all across the country. I'm Mark Trowbridge with our local chamber here in Coral Gables. And as always, I'm joined by the incomparable
Grant Miller here. By the way, you say local.
You know,
but Coral Gables is not local. It's global.
Well, it's a global community because of the people, the businesses, and the reach. But we fancy ourselves as, your hometown chamber, your local chamber.
But
we're very invested in, working with our small and medium-sized businesses. And, we're working on, some new taglines around small business with our summit coming up in 10 days. And you'll be hearing more about that unveiling.
But yes, just local. A lot of consulates are in Coral Gables, right?
Yeah, we have, I think, 24 along with the honoraries and the full.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, we have 51,000 residents that live in Coral Gables, about 19,000, 20,000 households. And every given day when people come into the city Monday through Friday to work, the city used to double in size.
So today is National...
There's a lot of days today.
Tell a story day. I do a story every day.
Yep, we had a trustee luncheon today, and the woman who gave the thought for the day, Gabriella, focused a little bit on telling a story. You're a storyteller. I'm a storyteller. I think the way we can deploy content, social media, in person, in front of an audience of 50 people for lunch, is that you are a good storyteller. People love to be entertained. And the better storyteller you are, the more you bring people to the fold.
So what is it? National Devil Dog Day. What is that?
So I think devil dog is some type of dessert, right, Mike? Did we look that up? I feel like devil dog is a dessert, like some kind of like chocolatey, yummy.
We have National Babe Ruth Day.
Let's look up here on the Googs. Oh. I didn't know that. I thought it was a dessert.
Well,
so a devil dog is a member of the United States Marine Corps. Thank you for your service. Other words that might be used are like leatherneck, shipyard soldier, military man, serviceman, someone who served in the armed forces.
Wow.
That's a devil dog. Oh, there you go. That's what I knew was devil dog, is that chocolatey,
I love those
dipped item.
Oh, I love those. Okay, so we also
let's just assume it's both.
And we also have Babe Ruth Day.
Babe Ruth, not the candy bar, but the baseball player.
Prime Rib
Day, which is delightful. And Fogo de Chao is now open. And one of their 13 cuts of meat includes prime rib. And don't forget my favorite.
Gummy Bear Day.
Gummy bears. I love gummy anything.
Really?
Gummy worms, gummy bears, gummy whatever.
So, and then today is also Stop Food Waste Day.
Yeah, I think that's very appropriate. I'm not sure why it's on the 27th day of April, but knowing the amount of food scarcity that we have, we certainly want to be careful in terms of food waste.
I speak to a good friend of mine, a good friend of yours. So he calls me up and says, hey, let's go to Arbetter's. You call him up and you take him to that fancy new restaurant.
Vance Lupus.
I go, Vance, what's
when
up?
When did you take him?
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm never going to miss out my opportunity that when I have a lunch date with Vance Lupus to make it memorable. And you know what we talked about?
What?
Anything and everything. He's a friend. He's charming. He's so smart. He loves people. So the funny thing is we walk in. I had a reservation for 1 o'clock.
Which restaurant?
Fogo de Chao.
That's just opening.
Opened last Thursday with the grand opening. And then Friday was its first full day. They had an amazing weekend.
What kind of food?
It is the art of churrascaria.
In English, what's that?
So that is a Brazilian style of dining of which the meats come around in a plentiful fashion, and it's cut off of.
What's the price?
The skewer. Lunch is going to cost you about 42 plus tax.
Per person?
Yes. That includes, those 13 cuts of meat nonstop. Access to what's called the marketplace, which is like a very large, very well furnished salad bar with a side of candied bacon. 2801 Ponce de Leon.
You're talking about Vance Lupus.
Well, I was trying, and you wanted to then merge over to cuts of meat.
But Vance the Lupus is, you could talk to him about anything.
Anything. We talked about children's issues. We talked about the upcoming special session in the House and Senate. We talked about what's going on in early childhood. We talked about, who's leading in our state, who can use our support. We talked about, what the outcomes of redistricting is going to be. And I don't want to talk out of school, but we always talk about ways that we can be collaborative.
So my brother is pointing our fingers. It sounds good, so we're lucky.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Michael Miller.
Okay, the race was Saturday. And
I told you I missed you. Miami's community newspaper sponsors our Chairman's Cup.
Who won it?
The Chairman's Cup always goes to the company or entity that brings the largest amount of runners.
Who is that?
This year it was Baptist Health. They brought not a great amount, but they had the most.
Of course. I mean, they're one of the biggest employers.
Sure. And of course, they are well invested in this race in our community. But man, I live for the day where it's neck and neck like the corporate run is. And that, we'll end up somewhere in the neighborhood of, a company bringing 25 people, 30 people. We used to see that with Amarant Bank. We used to see that with the city of Coral Gables.
So City Year Gala. You went to it?
I did.
Everybody talking about, what is it? I don't even know what it is.
Well, City Year Miami is an AmeriCorps program that has very long roots here in Greater Miami. And it's where our core members, our ACMs, our students, recently graduated from university, go into the classroom and provide everything from mentoring and tutoring. And for a lot of them, it's that year where they're thinking about what's next. It's that year of transition from college to the workforce. Or it's that year of, I want to do something that's socially of great value to me. And a lot of our members stay on and move into full-time senior roles.
Now, film festival. Was that the whole film festival? What film festival?
This was the Gay and Lesbian Film Festival called Outshine. And my friend Miguel is working on that contract. A guy named Mark Gilbert is the, sort of the day-to-day director. But it's a lot of local men and women who help put that together, curate the movies.
Where was it?
A lot of it was at Regal in South Beach. So
you went to City Year Gala. Didn't invite me. You didn't invite me to the film festival. What is up with that? I would have blended in.
Because when you tell people you might be in Miami Springs, they're going to think we're together. And I don't want you hurting my street cred. I don't want everybody thinking that you really are gay.
Yeah, well, you're right. We got to keep it on.
There's like enough conjecture out there already.
There's enough problems. We don't need
Keep it on the what?
On the low. Is that what it's called?
Down low.
Oh, is that what it is? Down
Keep
low.
it on the low.
Okay.
Geez.
Let's just talk about something that you do 4 or 5 times a week. No.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Workout. You have workout this morning?
I did not this morning. Wednesday is always my recovery day. So here's how it works. Monday is spin class. Tuesday is the trainer. Wednesday is recovery. Thursday is a yoga class. If I don't do the yoga, then I do an additional barbell or spin class on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm doing this week because we're doing a big fundraiser called Ride of a Lifetime.
Okay, you've been working out a year or 2 years?
August 10th will be a year, where I've been going diligently for 3 to 4 days a week, plus one other activity. So like Sunday, I walked all around downtown with Susan Harper. That was about 8,500 steps.
Downtown
Coral Gables.
Okay,
so what's 8,500 steps?
Because downtown Miami Springs, 8,500 steps, you'll be in
I'll be in Doral or Hialeah. How many steps is 8,500? How many miles is that?
Can you find that out, Mike?
8,500 steps, 72 activity minutes.
Okay. Miami Heat.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful. So I got invited last night by Kim Stone, one of their
You went to the game too?
executive. Yes.
Wait.
Why do you think I'm so tired today?
Kim Stone? Is it?
Yeah, Kim Stone is one of their executive vice presidents, longtime personal friend, and just amazing woman. She texted me yesterday morning and said, listen, I've got 2 tickets to tonight. You want to go?
Oh, who'd you take?
I went with my friend Marco.
Marco? He's got kids.
He didn't act like it last night.
Were you in the seats or in the?
We were in her seats, which are in 113 row 8. So we're just under the bucket to the right. Sorry, to the left.
Well, she works there.
So I can look right into the heat bench.
Okay, she works.
She does. She oversees a lot of the arena work, upgrades, and customer experience.
I'm a good friend too.
And she's also overseeing all their DEI efforts.
DEI, what's that?
Diversity, equity, inclusion. So we had great seats.
You see a lot of your friends?
So the Miami thing. What's that?
You get a lot of friends saw you.
I think I'm easy to pick out of a crowd.
Really?
So there's one thing I know about Heat games is that the game is at 7. We were in our seats because I like to see everything in the tip off at 6:45. Had gone through the Patron Lounge, and awesome, just really awesome. The arena looks great. Get white hot. Had my white Guayabera on, and all right, good. And Jimmy Butler is not going to play because he has a swollen knee. And then they put Victor Oladipo out there. He scores 8 points in 4.5 minutes. He's like a man possessed. And at that level and 8 rows, here's what you know. Number 1, there's no obstruction of view. Number 2, you hear every sound, every conversation, every
on the court.
Yeah, every bitching back and forth and yelling at one another. And there's no way to not be like super engaged in the game.
You have to be. Jeff Cutler, who passed away, a friend of ours.
Yeah.
He had row 4 behind the visitors bench. Oh my!
Can you see there? It's okay.
Yes, but you can hear every detail.
So Butler doesn't play, so they start Oladipo, and Tyler's coming off the bench as the 6th man.
He's a beast.
Yeah. So we get out to a little bit of a lead, but by halftime we're only up by 1.
Right.
Then we build up another lead like we did last Friday at the end of the 3rd. And then they had a guy on their team named Hunter who put up 35. You know what saved us from losing? He fouled out with about 4 minutes left.
Okay, so playoffs are going to come back. You think Miss Stone needs a new friend?
Oh, you're talking about round 2?
Yeah. Kim
Stone has a lot of friends. I feel so blessed because not only do we get this incredible experience, but lounge access, and we park in the players' garage, which is valet only. So I just thank you very much.
But that is your level.
This guy, George and Alan, 2 guys who have taken care of me all these years, still there, and they know me and they wave me in. And I'm not driving Lolita right now. I still have my
Speak about that. When do you get
rental?
When are you getting your car?
Well, here's what happened. I got an email last Monday that said all the parts had arrived and it was time to begin installation. Wednesday, they tell me everything's installed. Friday, it'll go to the paint shop. Monday, I get an email that says now it's in quality control review. And assuming there are no issues, it'll be ready for you in about 72 hours. So that's tomorrow.
Well, good luck.
So hopefully I can return my rental and I can pick up Lolita.
All right. I have to jump back to the Heat. I just, it's just,
going what happened to my water? Didn't you get me a water?
No.
Oh, you want me to be dehydrated?
Yeah.
I had a terrible Charlie horse during the night.
But
it wasn't on the back of my calf. You know where it was?
What?
Like between the bottom of my leg and my foot.
Ah.
My foot got stuck like this. I had to stand up, push my foot down with my other foot, and walk it off.
Well, all right.
What's that about?
So let's get back to the Heat. Was it just exciting? The crowd, was it crazy?
Yeah. Oh, this is what I was going to say. So, Miami is such its own unique place, such an interesting place, that there were people still coming in to sit down in the seats next to us in the 3rd quarter. They hadn't been there for the first, second, or halftime. 3rd quarter.
Gotcha.
Then the whole group of 4 sitting next to us, they weren't even supposed to be in those seats. And they got booted out in the 2nd quarter because the real people showed up. So I was going to talk to Kim about that because I'm like, who really is supposed to sit by?
Well, it's crazy because when you watch the game from TV land, you think nobody's there. They're all underneath drinking in the bar, right? A lot of them. Yeah.
So during halftime, we went back to the Patron Lounge. I wanted to get a Diet Pepsi.
Right.
And there was just too many people deep. But I ran into several people in there that were having, a late dinner. It's nice. Kim is a great friend. And to think of me with her tickets, during a playoff run, very nice.
Really nice.
Very thoughtful. But, everybody got the memo. They were wearing their whites. And, we didn't want to go back to Atlanta for game 6, because then you're coming home probably facing a game 7.
That's correct.
And Jimmy Butler, I don't know when he'll be back. Now he gets a free pass to health, because then we're not playing for probably almost a week.
Well, okay, so Heat's done.
Heat's advancing.
I mean, yeah, but
and Bernie was there, and he's got a new costume that's all white with red pants.
Was George Gonzalez there?
George Gonzalez. I did not see him. Our buddy from City National?
No, George Gonzalez.
Oh, George. No, I don't think
this
so.
Good George. He goes to all of them. Okay. April 30th at 10 a.m. That's this
Saturday, 10 a.m. We have a monthly architectural walking tour that we do with AIA Miami and MCAD, Miami Center for Architecture and Design. And this is our probably 5th or 6th. We did one on Small Business Saturday. We did one the month before. This is probably our 5th. And I learned something every time. Sarah Articona is our docent and tour guide.
I have to mention, she looks great. I said, you never look better. She says, I'm working out. She named the gym on Commerce Lane.
She is. She goes to a gym, and it's apparently very small, very intimate. And she has a trainer 2 days a week, just like I do.
Oh, she's probably jealous because you're in almost tip-top shape.
You think she's jealous of Omar?
No. Well,
jealous of me?
Well,
I mean, Omar's a cool cat. He told me the other day I was his favorite client, but I'm sure he says that to everybody.
Well, that's how he keeps it.
But he's flirty.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The ladies walk by, they're like, hi, Omar. And then I start singing that. We don't talk about Omar. This is what happens. The women are all in their early 20s. They're gorgeous, built beautifully. And they go, hi, Omar. And he's always like, hey, 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 hey. Nobody says hello, Mark, until like an 80-year-old woman walks by.
Or guy.
No, typically a woman who's got like a peg leg. And, she's wishing me hello as well. And I'm like,
okay, so
I go, Omar, this is what I'm talking about.
So you got Small Business Summit. You got Diamond Awards.
Yeah, we got a lot coming up. This is the last week of April.
It's already the conference planning?
Yeah, we start conference planning usually in April. So we're a little behind. Because end of April's 1 business day and 3 full days away.
And okay, speak about that.
3, maybe 2.
How many trustees and members did you sell in April? Jennifer?
In April, we've got 3 days left, 2.5.
Okay.
We had, I think, last I saw, we had about 21, 22 new members and 3 trustees and 1 gem. So our goal has always been to stay on pace with what our budget was.
Right.
And that allowed us to kind of, expand the delta. But, that's hard to do every single month of the year, every year of my life.
Well, I think that you had a new member today from Schiller University. Are they trustees?
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of the folks that we introduced, because they haven't been able to come to the luncheons, have been a member for a little while.
Oh.
But Schiller's relatively new. I think they came in December or January.
Okay.
That's a new university. Alan Alvarez is terrific. And, if you have an interest in positions like being in the foreign service, this is the place to go. This is the university. They're based out of Heidelberg, Germany, but they have locations in Madrid and I believe in France and then over in Tampa Bay area. This is their first Miami foray.
Diamond Awards is one of the most exciting events. When is that again?
So the Small Business Summit is on Friday, May 6th. There'll be a full morning of programs starting from about 7:30 until 11:30.
Where?
Coral Gables Art Cinema. We've got 6 or 7 lined up speakers.
Who?
We have the following. So we're opening up with Tony Villamil,
That's
Washington Economics Group, to give a, lay of the land about the
He's a
recovering
really nice guy.
economy. He's a great guy. Of the economy and, of course, what's happening with inflation. And then we've got a speaker on HR, a speaker on cryptocurrency. We've got a speaker on leadership.
How many seats do you have available?
About 120, and we're already at 70 some.
That's great. So
it's great. It's great. We have work to do. And then folks can stay and go to lunch with us, where we'll be honoring 9 different businesses
where
with the Diamond
lunch?
Awards at the Hyatt. So you'll just walk 2 blocks over and 1 block up.
Mike, we're going to be, what day is that?
May 6th.
What day is that?
It's a Friday.
Mike, we're on.
Mike, are you available on a Friday? I love how he stood up. You can't get Andres out of his chair.
He's addicted to his phone.
You know what? Mike has taught me very important things about the internet. I'll
What?
just leave it there.
Yeah, Mike. Mark thanks you very much because he couldn't figure it
Mike,
out.
what platforms are you on? You want Snap?
No.
Oh, TikTok?
No, not really. No.
Insta? Facebook?
Just Instagram.
Sometimes.
LinkedIn?
Not LinkedIn.
All right.
Yeah,
Telegram?
Sometimes.
Kick?
Oh, that's old. Kick is old.
I don't even know. That's all I know.
what was before Facebook? What was it
Oh
called?
my gosh, it was called MySpace.
All right.
So I always make that joke. I'm like, hey, hit me up on MySpace. And it
You-
only works if people remember what that was. Otherwise, people are like, what? I don't know that one. What's MySpace?
All right.
Then
So
I'm sure they go right to their app store to download it.
okay, let's go over today. The luncheon. You had Florida Blue Speak. How cold was it in there today? Holy cow.
Well, it's funny. We had our board meeting before, which ran, unfortunately, a little bit long, but we had two major items today. We were discussing our board slate for the future of the board leadership. And we had a whole discussion about our audit, which took about 30 minutes.
In-house audit.
It's done by an independent
Right.
auditing agency to review all of our financial systems and financial viability and to give us an opinion. And by the way, we've had 16 clean opinions in a row, as many years as I've been there.
Instagram, you're up to 6,400.
Yeah, I think there's a number down there.
6437.
Yeah. That's a good jump in the last
Oh.
couple of weeks. But what I will tell you is all of them are organic. Nothing is bought. None of them are, outside the mainstream. They're looking for information about the chamber, our events, our people. People, we love when they go on and hashtag us or tag us. It's really it's very business directed.
What we just did a video. What was that about? Where was that video, Mike?
Who did the video?
Mike
You
and I.
did?
Where did we do it?
Was I there?
Yeah.
I think it was the Keller Williams event, right?
Oh, right.
Trustee
That's the last
reception.
one. Right. Me popping out of the elevator. So what else
You're
is
clever.
what else is happening in Coral Gables?
I think we're heading into this late spring, early summer season. Typically Coral Gables gets a little sleepy during the summer. I don't see that happening. I think businesses are still, finding ways back and returning. But I also know that our programming is second to none.
City Coral Gables Chamber.
Yeah. And the City of Coral Gables is a great partner. We'll collaborate on a number of items. I sent 4 emails today to the city before I came here when I got back from the lunch. I said, number 1, let's talk about eMerge and your thoughts on that, because I'd like to partner with you next year. And I want to have, I want some of these things looked at, just creative ideas. And we're working with Commissioner Rhonda Anderson for our May Impact. She's going to be doing an impact seminar on sort of, dealing with ADA and making your business safe from being sued.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Under the ADA.
Yeah, there's some people that all they do is travel around and try to sue people. The ADA.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are folks who are. I think their hearts are in the right place because they're trying to make corrective change and take action. But I think there's better ways to do that because some businesses, that's a panic attack waiting to happen.
I saw that the governor was on Geralda last week.
He was visiting, I think, Stevie at Clutch.
They must be friends or something.
I think it was an opportunity to connect with a restaurant. We've been working at the federal level and at the state level to bring some more resources to our restaurants through the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. And, it's taking a minute.
Well, it's exciting. How's you have only one congressman? Carlos Jimenez represents Coral Gables?
No, it's Maria Elvira Salazar.
Carlos is there all the time. He lives in Coral Gables, right? Right on the edge.
Yeah, you don't have to live as a member of Congress in your district.
Why is that in the history? I know you.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Yes, because
you can live adjacent. Debbie Wasserman Schultz doesn't live in her district.
Where's she live?
Close by.
Yeah, but I'm making right. I'm just curious. In the United
Plus,
States,
I'm sure they don't want to create a hardship for you if you decide to run. The voters are going to decide. If you came from New York on Tuesday and you want to run next Tuesday, you may have a hard time doing that.
Right. Does
it say why? They have to be 25 years old, been a citizen for 7 years, live in the state they represent, though not necessarily the same district.
But I'm wondering why, I think it's because back when the Constitution got written, they had a certain amount of people. That was it.
Yeah, they can have districts.
No, I don't remember. Back in the day, senators didn't used to be elected. They used to be appointed by the state legislature.
When?
Early days.
Wait.
Turn
So
of the century,
so the house,
1800s.
so the local reps appointed the two senators to go represent them in
many
Washington.
moons ago. Many moons ago.
That's interesting.
Probably. Oof, I don't want
All
to
right.
say.
So today,
Late 17 to early 1800s.
today you had a nice crowd, nice mix of crowd.
Yeah, we had probably about 45, 50 people. You know, the trustee luncheon is tough because if you're on the board, you've rolled from a board meeting that lasted
2 hours.
90 minutes
Oh,
to
90
lunch.
minutes.
That's another 90 minutes.
Right.
So now you're 3 hours all in. Secondly, you know, it's really about the topic and the content.
Right.
And a lot of people are not as comfortable around conversations around insurance. Although not only did Doug do a great job, he was filling in for today. He made it very warm and relevant to Coral Gables.
He was funny.
Yeah, and funny too.
He talked about it being
And
bald.
he called out people in the audience.
Right.
You gotta. I think the key is always to find a way to break that fourth wall and interact with a business or a person or an individual.
Your breakfast was last week.
Yeah,
We didn't talk about that.
yeah.
It was
'Cause
on
that was after last week's meeting. You know, we had a huge turnout of over 180 people.
I knew it was over 100.
Jennifer Ward Sando was the speaker. She has 3 autistic children, and really talked about, you know, what it's like being a mom to them, a working professional, and also, you know, that each one is in a little different spot on the spectrum. So it is, again, how important it is to maintain individuality when you're having that interface.
So I was speaking to Commissioner Regalado, who has 2 special needs,
Yep.
and she did a video on one of them saying, "My son has taught me more about life than life itself," and she looks through their eyes. It's quite unique.
Listen, I think, you know, I have a nephew who's on the spectrum, and one of the things I have learned
Where does he live?
is he lives in Melbourne, Florida. One of the things I have learned is, you know, it's always an opportunity to learn and then share that. People like you and me meet a lot of people. So if we can be evangelists around an issue or a challenge, you know, let us use that time wisely. We have some notes up here. Look, there's 4 whole people. I made a joke today that our viewership was up to 4.
Well, it is.
I was right.
So hey, boys, Grant, Wayne, when do we get to test his liquor?
Tempt.
No, taste.
Tempt.
No, it's called temp.
What?
What do you mean temp?
TMPT.
What's that mean?
It's just the brand.
Yeah, temp. I want to taste his temp.
Oh, I thought you said the word was taste.
Hey, Wayne, whatever you want to come by.
Hey.
Next show is next Wednesday, Tuesday, 2 o'clock.
Tuesday.
Bring a couple bottles here, and we'll do a little cheers. Right? Too strong for
I'm
you?
not sure we need 2 bottles. So a question came up about Twitter. We were talking about this before we went on air. You know, I'm of the belief that Elon Musk closes the deal and lets former President Trump back on the platform within 24 hours. They were talking this morning about the number of unique users who had quit their Twitter accounts over the last 48 hours.
Oh,
Because either they're bracing for something like that or don't like the potential direction that an Elon Musk takes.
but at $44 billion, couldn't he start his own company? Twitter?
Yes.
Right. So why did he buy it?
I think it's a proven platform. I think he wants access to those current subscribers' data
Yeah, look
and capital.
what your staff said. Sounds like the bromance is fizzling.
Why?
You
Because
know
because I didn't take you to the game. You're the one who tries to put it out there in the atmosphere that we're not a couple anymore.
Right.
Only when it's convenient for
Yeah.
you.
No hurricane games, no heat games, dinner.
What about you and me? What are we going to? You left today. I wanted you to give me a ride.
Oh, at home. It was-
Anywhere.
Listen, the luncheon was great, but it was we were in that little corner.
Can I tell
It
you?
was so cold.
The lunch today was delicious. That salad was
Unbelievable.
so big and yummy with
Can you finish it?
lettuce, tomato, some shaved Parmesan, an unbelievable Caesar dressing, followed by 2 small chicken.
No, they
medallion
were not
breasts.
small.
Mine was mashed potatoes and veggies. I did not eat that because it was a little.
Which one didn't you eat? The
it was
chicken?
a little over seasoned for me.
Oh,
I didn't want to be burping in your face.
Chicken was good.
The dessert,
Oh,
best dessert I've ever had there.
Unbelievable. I tried to get
This
2.
raspberry compote inside like a phyllo dough little basket, which you could eat all of it with some dulce de leche.
So I got to go back to your former president. Is the liquor? Is it at stores? Do you know anything about it?
I need to know more about that. I know that Tempt is
I think
making its way, and I think he's looking for distribution channels.
Okay, well, Wayne, you bring it by
Oh,
here.
hi, Gio.
And if Wayne, you want to bring it by anytime. Our show's usually Tuesdays, but you want to bring it by, we'll test it on the thing, right?
I will do anything you tell me to do at this
and
point.
and then I'm getting requests from members that sit in that third seat.
Yeah.
I said, no, this is a one-on-one. This is, the Mark and Grant show, really the Mark show.
Are they requesting? So today I asked how many people have watched, and I'd say not maybe half, but close to half the room raised their hand. They've caught an episode. They're religious, devotees or something in between.
Well, because what happens is they're not watching the second, but during the day it pops.
I know, and I said that you said that to me, that we have way more viewers, that we may have the most views of anybody who has a show. Is that right?
That's correct. Because
I want that proven and Arbitron rated.
Okay.
I want to go platinum, brother.
Okay, but everybody, they don't say the Grant Miller show. They go the Mark show.
No, we don't even have a name. We talked about getting a name.
Oh,
thank you.
thank you
Michael.
very much. Right,
So sweet.
Mark alive. Okay, new jacket. Is that old?
This is a new suit.
New suit. Where'd you
From
get
our
it?
friends at Artigiano. It debuted at the breakfast last week, and
Oh yeah, that was. Oh yeah,
you know,
I remember. It fit perfect. You said it
Oof.
feels tight
this is my philosophical challenge with clothes that are made
to fit.
for me, that they are tailored for me. It's not the cost or the access to materials. It's, the whole enchilada.
Well,
And,
If
I'm very blessed because it's a beautiful, timeless pinstripe. And,
And
he
you-
hooked me up.
you're from Melbourne, Ohio, Miami Springs.
Nobody
Everybody,
dresses like this.
come on. You look like Glenn Curtis.
Oh my gosh. Glenn Curtis was an aviator. He never wore a custom made suit.
His grandson. I'm friends with his great grandson.
He's live in Miami.
Yeah,
How do you make an introduction?
He lives on 5 blocks that way.
How
10
old is
blocks. 68.
I would love
his
an
name's Glenn.
introduction because
Oh, I'll set it up.
that's the whole world of Miami Springs. Is it's George Merrick and Coral Gables, and it's Glenn Curtis. Curtis Parkway when you drive in. Curtis Park. Curtis.
And where do you live off the circle?
I live about 3 blocks off the circle, parallel to Westward Drive, called Hibiscus.
Miami Springs. How many cops are there?
Probably 20.
Do you know all of them?
I don't know any of them.
You don't?
Oh, I think I know one because he wrote the ticket to the guy that hit me in my car and damaged Lolita.
All right. What's up next week, Coral Gables Chamber? Any events?
We have a busy week because it's the first week of the month, so we'll kick off on Monday with a bunch of things that I'm doing. So I'm going to a baseball game with Al Molini.
Again, not who's Al Molina?
Yeah, he's a gem member of ours who owns his business is Morgan Stanley with Al Molini.
Right.
Tuesday, I've got a book reading with Alan Morris, and I've got a consular corps reception. Wednesday, we're hosting a typical wind down Wednesday. That'll
Where?
be at Mankind, which is the old Books and Books building.
Wednesday.
On
That's us.
Salcedo.
That's us.
I've also got
What? Right.
I've also
You got that?
got
He's already scheduled.
Reconnect, and then something else. Summit, and Diamond Awards.
Where's the summit?
Summit is at the Art Cinema.
That's right. With a good lunch. What? It sounds like a wrap. You look tired.
I need a little nappy poo. I wouldn't mind taking a little nap. Here's the other thing: is I went from extreme.
We do not have a
cold
casting couch.
Oh, whoa. Wait a
So you have an OnlyFans studio here.
In Miami Springs, and there's 3 townhouses.
I have a friend who has an account, and he calls it. He doesn't use the term OnlyFans. Calls it Only Friends.
Ah.
So you know what he means.
Yes.
He means.
So it's about a wrap.
Or Only Pans, and it's like kitchenware.
We're all done for the day.
It's not possible that we covered everything. I feel like sometimes you forget stuff.
Nah, I don't forget anything.
Are you a food waster? Do you waste food?
No, I need to just clarify.
I do.
No, any leftovers, I pack it up. I don't bring them home.
I'm not doing well with like taking leftovers. So like last night I got home from the Heat game. So I worked out. I went to a city commission meeting. I went and met with a prospect. And then I went to New World School of the Arts graduation. And then I had a conference call, and then I went to the Heat game. So I had a long day yesterday. And I realized at the Heat game I was hungry because I'd only eaten some oatmeal for breakfast back around 11
I don't have
a.m.
a problem. I do not have an eating problem. I had breakfast. I don't even know what I had lunch today. I had lunch at your event.
Yeah,
See,
that
I
chicken
forgot
was
already.
pretty good.
And I'll eat 3 or 4 meals, not including when I leave here.
I like that you're a baby bird.
Okay, I'm gonna clear. It's 3:30. By the time we're done,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be at Wall's Ice Cream getting triple chocolate ice cream.
So I went to Walls out in Wyoming. Is that the same?
No, different people.
Okay.
I'm a chocolate person.
Yes.
You know, it's a good ice cream place? Charlie's in Hialeah, on Hialeah Drive.
By the Wendy's.
You cross over Miami Springs, take a right. Yes, near the Wendy's.
Yeah.
Caddy corner.
I've been there. Tell you a true story. So when I'm feeling, what do you think?
When I'm feeling
When
down.
I'm feeling like I need to eat my feelings, right? Like I'm down and I'm
You understand that, Mike?
feeling-
He's talking to you.
But you have days like that, right? You just kind of eat your feelings a little bit. I do the gauntlet on Hialeah Drive. So I go across the bridge, and the first thing I do is go to KFC. I order something there. And then I go next door to McDonald's. And then I go to Wendy's.
Lately, you done that?
No, I haven't done it in a long time. And then I end up at Charlie's. 4-course meal in my car, eating my feelings. So like at
Give me a different.
at like KFC, I would get probably like the popcorn chicken.
Oh, you.
Right. You're popping those. You're
I
popping those. Then I go to
Friday.
McDonald's and I get maybe a deluxe quarter pounder with cheese meal. So now I'm washing that down. Then I go to Wendy's and I get it's my favorite thing there. That's a good one, Mike. But I get a chili.
His father used to own a Wendy's in Ohio.
He
How
owns
many?
6. So I get a chili and then I go to Charlie's. And
They
get
have
an
good
ice
chili.
cream. I would get a Frosty except for 2 problems. 1, I'm going to have dessert
At
over
Charlie's.
at Charlie's. And 2, when I go to the Wendy's on Hialeah Drive and I
Right.
say I want a Frosty, what do they say?
No comprende.
No, they say chocolate or vanilla. And I say, there is no such thing as a vanilla Frosty. It doesn't exist. It's a modern vestige. It's an oxymoron. And so when I do that, if I have a friend in the car, he goes, they're gonna spit in your Frosty, or worse. And I'm like, I'm not ordering it now.
There's George Gonzalez. Good afternoon,
So
guys.
Eric Eichenberg, who I'm going to be doing
Where is he?
something with in mid-May, says, who do you prefer? Gosh, it's either Toronto or Philadelphia.
And then look what he commented. Highest ranked program of Miami Community News Network. Hey.
I
Okay.
mean, is there a lot of competition? Is it true that we might be the most
I want to check it, but Eric.
watched
we
show?
got-
But I feel like you do ones on addiction and on subject matter that's a lot heavier and more
Mosquitoes,
relevant.
but Eric Eichenberg, good man, right? He's one of the good guys.
I want to answer his question, but you keep
I
interrupting
will
me.
find out. And
No. He has a second question about Heat or who want to face. So it's Philly or Toronto, and I'm gonna go with
Toronto.
Toronto.
They already won the championship last year, so odds of winning
I
again.
don't think they're as hungry, and I don't know if they're as healthy. I mean, Philly always plays us hard.
Right.
It's like the Knicks, like they gear up for the Heat. Even Indiana back in the day, we play them in the conference semis, and they push us to 7 games, and I'm like, you're Indiana.
Well,
I grew up next door.
let's get back
We
to
made fun of them in the 70s.
You think Eric has some tickets for us?
Eric Eichenberg?
Yeah.
What I want Eric to do for you and I is to take us out to the Everglades on an airboat ride.
I've done it.
And
Not
you,
with him.
me, and Eric will go out, and just Eric and I will return.
Right, that's exactly right.
Because we will feed you to the pythons.
Yeah.
We got to get those pythons out of there. What a terrible thing. They did a cool event with Super Bowl back in 20. And I saw Eric there at that event too with the Python Bowl, which is really about the eradication of the totally invasive python there that is screwing up the flora and fauna of our beloved Everglades. By the way, when we were in D.C., we had a chance to help carry the water for an appropriation through the Army Corps of Engineers and maybe through a word of bill for Eric and his team. They are so passionate, so good at what they do. And if it wasn't for Eric, like we wouldn't have a plan for having good drinking water. How important the Everglades are to our drinking water.
Don't change this up. Eric, you have tickets. We'd love to.
He doesn't work at the Heat.
He's supposed to get surgery after the season. Are we talking about Hoodmadoodle?
Who is that? We're talking about Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Joel Embiid.
And he said was he up there when you were there, Eric?
No, he was not, but we met with his team beforehand. George, I think you're spelling Bam Adebayo incorrectly. Adebayo.
Who's Adebayo?
Bam Adebayo.
Yeah.
Mark, you and Coral Gables team are great. Oh, it's so nice. Thank you. Bam Adebayo. Now, he is very tall.
Who, Eric?
Bam. You know, but we need Jimmy healthy. He gets about a week off before we play, hopefully, Toronto.
I just want to know, Eric's team has been getting a lot of coverage in community newspapers.
How's that happen?
I don't know. They've been on front page a couple times, inside. I don't know.
I just picked up the latest issue and I saw our mutual friend on the front cover.
Who?
Talking about addiction.
Who? Oh, Peggy.
Peggy Sapp.
Yes.
God bless her. What a life she has devoted to the betterment of others.
Correct. You know, her goal is to save lives.
She's doing it
absolutely
every single day.
So, okay, it's a wrap.
Is it? My goodness, it's only 3:40. So today's, again, Administrative Professionals Day. So I don't know if
you're taking your staff out to lunch?
Devin is listening.
Devin, he's the best.
Right. I don't know if he's listening or not, but we want to congratulate him and wish him a happy AP day. And I want to say, yeah, maybe someone will drop some gummy bears off at the office. I need a little pep up. I was having a little, you know, why don't I want to go back to the office? Is that Morgan that wrote that? I don't feel like Morgan was at the office today. She was dealing with some personal issues. Why don't I want to go back? Is there a party?
She's not going to answer.
Adebayo, George. Adebayo, not Alabao.
All right. If you join the chamber, get involved. Have a great day. For Grant Miller.
Bye, everybody. As always, support your local chamber and be small business strong.
Hey, let's do a happy hour with George.